So what did
I
you, yeah,
I was just in bed and I just woke up because
what
I'm
did you
fully
have for
tired.
breakfast yesterday?
I didn't have breakfast. Directly had
What
lunch.
did you have dinner for yesterday? But did you have anything to eat yesterday?
Pizza.
कहाँ से लिया था?
Yeah, the quality pizza ऐसे होबोकन में था तो I just wanted to have pizza after all the work, so I
Was it
had
a
lots of.
was it a good slice?
No, it was not.
What a
It
waste.
was not. Yeah, but before that I had a pizza again after my show and it was yum. So that's why I craved more and I went,
Okay,
but it
so
was not good.
afterwards,
Yeah.
where did you have that slice? Where did you have that afterwards? Which was good one?
The good one was it was near in the New York City near Sarvana Bhavan, 80th Street. I don't know, remember the name of the. I think it's Best New York Pizza or something. But I just didn't have any option. We got a signal, we got a parking, so we just went there and it was
Yeah.
amazing.
So at that time, why did you not say, let Heisi give me whatever it wants to give me? Why should I think about what do I want to eat?
Hmm. I don't know.
It's just that simple. It is just that simple. It's both. Life is not either or. Life is and. Okay? You can surrender, you can ask, you can demand, you can desire, you can wish. It's all of the above. They're all these ways in life. These are all choices. So it's up to you. However you feel when you feel. Some people have a very singular way of living life, and that is they will lead a life of surrender. They will not do anything without I see telling them what to do. I am not one of them, okay? And obviously, neither are you. So, for that matter, neither was Arjuna. For that matter, हाँ खुश हो गई हाँ अर्जुन अर्जुन नहीं है तो मैं ठीक है फिर हाँ अच्छा अच्छा good company I that can't be that bad. So I'll go back to your original. First of all, we have to resolve this philosophically before we go to
Yeah.
tools. Okay? Can I ask for something and I also leave it to I see? Yeah? Spiritual life, so called, cannot be separated from the physical life. Spiritual life is not a separate life. Spiritual life is just a way of life. There's no such thing as a separate physical, separate spiritual life. We have only one life. Life is only one. But which perspective we take, and we can switch between different perspectives of life. So when you wanted pizza, you didn't think of even asking the high C. Yeah. Is it wrong? No, there's nothing wrong in it. Here, we don't have should. You should ask, I say. You want it. Now, could you have asked the high C? Should I have pizza? Yeah, you could have if you wanted to. Again, if you wanted to. Okay? But God has given us intelligence. God has given us mind. God has given us senses. God has given us body. God has given us abilities. So those things also came from the high say. What we call as mind is the son of high say, Brahmaputra. The mind is a child of Brahma. So mind is not a bad thing. The mind out of control is a bad thing. When mind is on the driving seat of our life all the time and high C is sitting in the back, then we have a problem. So for certain things, you need a glass of water. I'm going to ask high C, can I have some water? Well, come to think of it, this is how we were when we were kids. When I was a kid, I remember I would ask my mother for everything, including when I wanted to go to the bathroom. Can I go to the bathroom? I would seek my mom's permission for everything. I would be around her. I would not want to leave her sight. And if I wanted to play, I would ask her, can I play? Not because my mother was controlling, it's because I loved her and I was very attached to her. It just so happens I spoke about this in front of Swami also. And then over time, as we grow up, we no longer need, because mother would say, hey, you don't have to ask me. You can just go to the bathroom. You don't have to ask me. You can just drink your water. You don't have to ask me. You can just play, right? So even then, every now and then I would ask, but slowly, then I didn't have the need to ask because it's okay for me to go or do without permission, so to speak. Coming back to your original query, you have already manifested what you were asking from the hourglass. Is that true or not?
Yeah.
Done.
I mean, I didn't do hourglass.
Congratulations. Talian.
Thank you.
Let's celebrate that first. You were
Yeah.
asking something from don't forget that. It's so easy for the mind to say, yeah, done and digested. Let's move on to the next one. Where is the thank you to high say?
Yeah.
Yeah. The hourglass worked. Wonderful. Now you're like, yeah. We hourglass works now. I don't know what to ask. Do I even go to ask anything from the hourglass? I don't know if I can go. Right? You understood that, right?
Yeah.
So, first of all, that was just phase one of your manifestation. This is not the end of your manifestation. You have various phases of that project. Okay? Now you can ask for the phase two of the manifestation. And if you need something to go to phase two, for example, funding, you can ask for funding. Simple. So that's number one. What to do with your hourglass? You want to give it a rest? Yes. If you're not very clear what you ask for the phase two, okay. But I do my hourglass daily, which is very open. I ask the high C. So what I do, this is my language. I have also shared that before. I'm open to receive anywhere from the entire universe, whatever you are here to give me right now. Give me one second. Sorry about that. So in the individual hourglass, I asked the high C, I see I'm open to receive anywhere from the entire universe. Whatever you are here to give me right now, I'm open. God could be wanting to give you something different from what you're asking, different from what you're expecting, different from what you know, different from what you understand. High seas, साईनाथ तेरे हजारों हाथ. God's ways are very mysterious. It is beyond our understanding. So just being open to receive from the high sea. It's very mysterious in a very positive way, mysterious in a very endearing way, mysterious in a way of a surprise, mysterious in a way of beyond expectation, mysterious in the way of hats off to you, mysterious in the way OMG, like a real OMG. Oh my God! You can just insert any other alphabets in the middle if you want. It's just it's amazing. God's plans are much more superior than what you can ask for or expect. So, simply just that is a very simple and open way to surrender. That's a surrender. I'm asking from the high sea, but it's a surrender. I'm open to receive from anywhere in the entire universe, whatever you are here to give me right now. I'm open. I'm opening myself up. And if and when you have a very clear thing that you want to manifest. Okay, I'm in the phase 2. For example, I need funding. I need money.
Yeah, about specificity that you talk all the time.
बस मेरे को $25,000 चाहिए तो मांगो. Ask for $25,000. That's
So,
what
but then you say like, don't be too specific. Like I get confused with that part also.
अरे
What should
भैया
be?
वो एग्जाम्पल था $5,000 का आपका बजट है. हाँ जी. अब आप ये बोलोगे कि मेरे को फरारी चाहिए $5,000 में तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा ना. फिर रेड फरारी चाहिए, 2012 का मॉडल चाहिए तो बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगी भगवान को. समझो इस बात को. Not too specific. Now, if you need a specific amount, then ask for a specific amount. Specific but not too specific means I need to win $1 million from New Jersey Mega Lotto next week. That's too specific. Let this money that you want may come from any source. What is your issue? Where should it come from? If you know specifically you need certain amount, ask for it. Okay. If you need money for funding your phase 2, ask for money for funding for the phase 2. Don't be worried about it. You see, experiment. If what is the whole idea? The PK method is about no control. Okay? If it is no control, then why control the high C? The high C, give me that money from the family fund. That may mean the person who has it should die first. And then quickly the estate should be sold, and I should really get the lion's share. I should do that soon. Now that would mean I'm trying to control the high C. You see that? Now, if you say, I need this funding for whatever purpose to live your life, doesn't really matter, right? I'm open wherever you bring it from. I'm open to it.
But I have one more question regarding that. Like before that, what happens? The phase 1 you are saying, and it made me realize that this is my phase 1. So okay, theek hai, that makes it easier. That okay, patience, step by step. But even before that, in the past, what had happened is like whatever I had asked, specifically, not specifically, And now I understand that high C has its own flow, and things will happen, but just not the way my mind is planning it or asking it for. Okay, but there is always, because in the past things were not really happening, so there is some kind of fear or sadness or guilt around it, and that's why it's like, if I ask, it will never happen, so why even ask? I that thing, how
Okay,
to
yeah,
overcome
yeah.
it.
Now I understand where you're coming from. The
Yeah, like,
yeah.
how to it can be like, by practicing these tools it will go naturally away, because see, I'm
No.
listening to you, and then I listen and it feels nice, but then I go away, and then again it comes back, that
Yeah.
thing.
The issue is the belief system. Okay. I believe that High C is not listening to me. I believe the High C is listening to me, but really not answering me. I believe the High C is listening to me and answering to me, but not in a way that I want it. I believe the High C is listening to me and answering to me, and the way I want it, but he takes or it takes way too long.
Yeah, like he takes his
Yeah.
time and it's unpredictable.
Yeah. So it's our belief system that we have to change. Tools are not going to do it. So the whole process is very evolutionary. Just remember, we are given a lifetime to do this work. Literally, we are given a lifetime to take our rightful position with the high C. Jesus is a perfect example. After a certain sadhana, we're all sadhakas. We're all on the knowingly or unknowingly, everyone is on a spiritual path. Let's start with that. Okay. So here we can say in this group, we are knowingly on a spiritual path. Very, we can guaranteed say that. After doing some sadhana, after doing some inner work, self reflection, self awareness, spiritual practices, then you come to a point where you say, I am the servant of God. Before that, you may even question the deservedness. Am I even eligible to serve God? Only those people over there are eligible to serve God. I'm not even eligible to serve God. We self doubt. We think, I'm not good enough. I am not enough. So Jesus, at a certain point, declared, I am the servant of God. And all of us have gone on a journey like that, where we, whether it is Seva Dal or whatever have you, whether it is through occasional or regular service or committing ourselves to the organization or our practices, prayers, meditation, whatever have you, Bal Vikas, anything, devotional practices, if nothing else, reading of scriptures, doesn't matter. And it could be the Sai or non Sai, right? We're talking about connection with the high C. We all, if not all, almost all of us have sort of come to a point of, I am a servant of God. That part is done, as I would see it. Then you
Can
evolve.
I
Hanji?
can I interject here, Bhaiya, or should I just wait for you to complete your thoughts?
अब हो गया इंटरजेक्ट तो कर लो.
I'm sorry. I was also I'm getting a little confused, which I've had this confusion. Thanks to Sneha for bringing up some of these questions around servant of God and beggar of God. I know you and I have talked about it offline on this. So when we ask, then wouldn't it? I'm getting confused in that state. Like we have for manifestation, I do ask, but then it is
No, that is not beggar of God. Okay, that is not
okay.
that. That is something else.
Okay.
Maybe we'll just very quickly end this and move on to something else because you see, where were we coming from, Sneha? I don't want to lose track of it. Where was the point where I took off? What was your original question, which led me to this?
Yeah, my question is like because things in the past which I asked didn't happen, there is some
Yeah,
sadness, guilt
yeah.
around it. That now, if I ask, oh, that's my also personal problem, like, and how to overcome and then do the hourglass like Heisi is my mother, and I'm asking without guilt
Hmm.
and not
Hmm.
the fear like, oh, she won't give it to me. Like these confusions, how to get rid of them and just do the tools.
First of all, there is a belief system, and then there is relationship with God. So first, our beliefs have to evolve. There's no right or wrong belief. It's just a belief. I've always given this example. Some people believe in ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts. Do the ghosts exist? They probably do. That doesn't matter. I just don't believe. I have other beliefs which might be crazier than ghosts. That's not the point. I don't subscribe to the ghost channel. And all of a sudden, I'm going to have spooky things going on at night. Like, you don't believe in us? We are here. So, it's what do you believe in? This is a question we have to ask. You don't even have to ask a question. Look around your daily routine. What is driving your thought process, your how you feel rejected and how you feel disappointed and how you feel angry? What was your belief that was countered? What was your belief that did not get met? What was your belief that was so overpowering that it could not let you see the day of the light of the day? We have beliefs. Jesus reached a point, so beliefs and all that also lead to relationship with the high say. So Jesus developed this relationship. I'm a servant of high say. I serve high say. Okay? Then he evolved, his relationship with the high say evolved to say, no, I am the child of high say. The high C is my father. The high C is my parent. Because for some of us, the high C is going to be a mother. And like for Sai, it's both divine mother and father. And you have this relationship. And then we are not going to get to the last one because that is the full ripening of the fruit, where he said, me and my father are one. We're no different. Whether you come through my father or you come through me, it's the same. Because Atma and Paramatma merges. And that's not something you work towards. You arrive at that. When you walk the path, you arrive at that. Just as a child, can I ask my mother to give me something? Mom, I really feel like eating that sweet roll you make. Okay? She'll give you. The jaggery filled roti with ghee. Puran poli type. She'll make for you. You want a cheese toast? She'll make for you. You want a particular snack? And maybe you ask your dad, can you bring that for me? Your dad will bring it for you. Now, if you don't ask your parents will feed you something, but it may not be what you want. It may not match your desire all the time. Your parents can give you that snack, and you can say, Dad, how did you know? I was just thinking about it. Like, well, I don't know. I thought you would like it, right? Very simple. Or sometime you may be disappointed. I haven't had that snack. I haven't had that snack, but you never asked. And when you ask, you get it right away. So just the way we are with our parents as kids, not as grown-ups. The same way we can be with the high C. Simple. But that requires a bit of evolution of that relationship. I don't want to get into the beggar of God versus the servant of God too much, except it is about constantly asking life to give you and not giving enough to the life. If you're constantly asking, I don't have this, so there's a complaining, yeah. There's a annoying complaining going on. And the only voice is about, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that, give me this, I don't have this, I don't have that, give me this, please, 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 give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. It's like, shut up already. That's how we feel when somebody does that to us. If we're in the constant rut of give me this, give me that, forget gratitude. It's annoying at the very least. And we avoid beggars. Just remember that. Justin?
One question. So
You want to bring your mic closer to your mouth or something, whatever it is, yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
When you are asking the high C for whatever you want, so doesn't God know what you want? Swami knows what's best for you. It's like in the first session you said that Phyllis told you to ask the universe to give you what it wants to give you, and let it flow to the high C at its given rate and whatever it wants to. So with asking that, because you ask for something and then it becomes disastrous when you ask for it. And it's a different thing. Swami says, I'll give you what you ask for, but until you're ready to really get what you want. I'm in a big confusion because I'm asking for stuff, I've asked for stuff, he's given it, and then certain things turned out really disastrous. Right? So how do you know whether to ask or not to ask, and let it be the word of God?
It's a good question. That's about it, I will say. There isn't anything more than that. Life is and. Life is not or. It's not either or. So whenever we feel that, and that's just my belief, that's my belief, right? We believe in something, right? That is my point of view. It doesn't make it right or wrong for you. It doesn't mean if I believe this way, then if you don't believe it, then you're wrong. It's not that. It's just I have come to that conclusion. I have people, I have friends who don't believe that way, and that's fine. We're still friends. They're like, it is this way or not this way. Pick a side. I'm like, no, it can be both. It can be both sweet and salty. That's called crack jacks, by the way. So we can have that. We are given both day and night. We can ask, and we can also just wait to receive. It's both. It's how do you feel, and what do you need, and what do you want. Go with that flow. When you need something, ask for it. When you want something, ask for it. and then don't stop until you receive. Don't stop. Don't give up. Instead of judging yourself, doubting yourself, you know what you want, ask for it. I've been in interviews where there was not a topic that was out of range. Relationships, money, business, marriage, devotion, organizational politics, age-related, misunderstanding, bloody blah, boring stuff, mundane stuff, spiritual stuff, nothing. And Baba's favorite question was, what do you want? If, I won't say if, there is no if, since he himself offered, what do you want, as his favorite question, then it must mean that not only we can ask, it must mean that we should ask. Now, what should you ask? You should ask what you want to ask. You know? Now, if you constantly just keep on asking, and not offering anything back in return in terms of service, in terms of appreciation, in terms of expressing self-satisfaction in life, self-reflection and so forth, then even Heisi wants to avoid you. Not really. I'm just like, we want to, like, as human beings, we like to avoid people who are just constantly nagging at you. So the answer is both. See what you feel. Yeah. You see, there is no, Harry, you're welcome to unmute yourself at any time. There is no one right way that fits all. If I sit here telling everybody that you should do what I do, I couldn't be more wrong. Okay, that would be a form of control. So my idea is that you do what you want, how you want. And that is based on the cumulative life experiences or karmic experiences each one of us had for many, many lifetimes to this point. So each one of us have a very unique DNA, not just in a DNA way, in a biological way, but we are accumulation of fears, desires, wants, doubts, likes, dislikes. And at this very moment, all of that jumbled up with human values and the six enemies and disappointments and aspirations and the voice of Heisi and the voice of the monkey mind and media and what we have read, and it's a soup, it's a khichdi. So be true to yourself. So when you evolve, and you can evolve in this very moment if you want to in a relationship where you say, my Heisi is my parent. Then all of this is fine. Any of this is fine. None of this is fine. Go with the flow. Why feel guilty?
Salam, brother.
Sorry, Mary.
I support everything that you're saying, but you know, when we were younger, I'm not very old, but when I was younger, for me personally, the high C, or in my case personally, Swami, would give us what we desire. Depends on whether it was meant for us or not meant for us. I had an experience where I went through a process in business, and I asked Swami for this. I got it, And somewhere along the line between getting what I want and wanting what I get, I had a disconnect. What happened was that particular item that I asked for didn't last a long time with me. It wasn't successful. It actually was a business tour. And I actually lost that business tour. But what I'm saying to the audience here is that the question is, we must be smart enough to know what to ask the high C. Always learn from the mistakes that we had initially, where we get what we desire, but what is it that desires us? And I think we always have to, like you said, every experience is good. Whether it's bad, it's still good. Whether it's good, that too is good. But the point is making a conscientious effort to improve from the past decisions. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
That's good, but that comes with life experience, isn't it? We can't force it. We cannot force wisdom. We learn only through, I won't even say mistakes, I will say life experiences. Life, sadhana, spirituality is a refinement process. I attended a Buddhist session or Dharma session, and it was a full weekend or something like that. A while ago in New York, somebody had invited, and I walked away with this phrase. So I'm saving you guys a weekend of lectures. And what I walked away, the teacher said, is all spiritual practices have only one purpose, and that is refinement. We become refined. So life is spiritual. What Harry was mentioning, you should know what to ask for. Here, my problem with that, Harry, is the word should. Even though you're right. But if I don't want to know, or I'm not ready, or not interested, or not whatever, then how will I ask until I have asked it enough to say I'm not asking it correctly? I need to ask this, or ask that, or ask it that way. Nobody really can tell you. Why? Because have we listened to our parents? We didn't. Only after decades of life experience we come to a conclusion. At least I can talk about myself. Oh my God, she was right. She was so right. So do I can feel bad about myself that I didn't listen to my parents all the time. I could have listened to them and not wasted my time, or I can celebrate. Finally, I see what my parents saw, and then lend my kids the same sort of freedom of choice, that they may not so-called listen to what I have to tell them, and they will come to their own conclusion. So each one of us, you see, this manifestation tool is very different from everything else. It's not Abraham Hicks manifestation books. Nothing wrong with them. This is not Napoleon Hill. Nothing wrong with that. Read everything if you want. Or The Secret. This is experimentation, literally. It's not about, I give you a mantra, and if you follow the mantra, then you will get what you want. It's not that. It's almost like, how do you, as Harry was saying, even formulate that mantra? So it takes time. Be patient. I am learning it constantly, even now, because it is about dismantling my beliefs which come in the way of my own manifestation. I have put limits to what I can or should or will receive from the high sea. I put limits on how high C can give me, when high C can give me, why high C can give me, how high C, and maybe all those reasonings. Well, certainly high C cannot do that. Well, then that's right. High C cannot do that for me because I already put a limitation. How will high C come through this? Well, that's right. How will high C come through this? High C mirrors back at you. The answer is yes. So just by merely changing the language, will it work? Not really. It is about change of heart, change of relationship with myself, change of relationship with the high C, change of belief system, letting go of limiting self-belief. Now, how will that take place? We have a lifetime. Until then, what do you do with the hourglass? Well, do the best you can. It's very simple. If the high C, not if, when the high C is in front of you. No, incorrect. When you are in front of the high C, not high C in front of you. High C is always there. When you go in front of the high C, when you are in front of the altar, when you want to ask what you want to ask the high C, what would you ask? How would you ask? Just simply ask that from the hourglass. That's how I said it. Keep it simple. Those are just minor tweaks. Be specific, not too specific. It's like, and you learn. And these things take years. Okay, it takes years to refine. Don't doubt yourself. Have a good time. Have fun with it. Okay, if you feel like writing letters, long letters, do that. If you feel like just saying that in a few paragraphs, fine. If you're able to put it all together in just one sentence, congratulations. But don't force yourself to get to that point. It's a result of a sadhana, churning process. What works for me may not work for you. The way I think, nobody in my family thinks. I'm talking my siblings. Okay, the way I think. Now, how the heck would you think the way I think? It's not even possible. Why expect that? And why expect you to follow some book? It's silly. Have a simple conversation with the high C. Believe in high C. Develop and just refine it. It's good to have a friend who you can speak with or come here and ask or share things which are not too private. And that way, the way other people have done that, it benefits others as well. So any question or anything about that?
Yes. One question from you.
You are distant from the mic. So if you can find your device and get closer to it, it'll be better for everybody here. Thank you. It is so much about individual personality. There are so many people just within the Sai fold. I'm so amazed at seeing all types of varieties of people with unique relationship. And the idea is not so much to learn from them, but the idea is to find your own. That's it. Hi, Justin.
So the question I have is
So much better.
Finding your own, right? So you've been speaking about something about the whole part of spirituality is to get refinement from life, right? So someone asked me this question. I still don't have an answer. They asked me, what do I want from life in order to charter the way forward? Because one day I'm chasing career, one day I'm chasing family, one day I'm chasing something else in the world. And I know the end goal is Swami and to merge with him, and this person has been telling me that is the goal, but it may not be the goal in this lifetime. That is like the ultimate, thing, but what do you want? And I can't answer that question of what I want, because my mind is constantly changing. At the same time, I'm struggling to define what do you want from life. Like, Swami is there, and your whole thing needs to be towards him. Whether you took a worldly life or you took a life of a sannyas or whatever it is, it takes you in the same direction. But all the steps in between is something I still can't figure out. Just for example, this person told me their goal, so they are quite old, they're in their 70s, and they told me this was their thing. They sat with me and they told me, hey Justin, you need to also have a similar thinking, to say, hey, my prayer now to Swami is that I take a birth in the next life that allows me to get closer to you and to fulfill that final goal. Because throughout his life, he had his chasings and things like that. And I find hard to define what that goal is. I know the ultimate goal, and frankly, I don't know whether that's achievable for me, because it seems so much so out of reach. But how do you set the goal for now? Like what is meant? How do you know whether you're setting the right path?
Two things I would mention. I would first delete the word should from the language. Take your dictionary if you have it. You can't really do that with a digital one. And cross the word should. That is such that limits us, that controls us, that binds us. Okay? You should eat your broccoli. Well, you don't want to eat broccoli. You just want Brussels sprouts. Well, you should then eat Brussels sprouts. Well, I don't want to eat Brussels sprouts. Well, at least you should eat cauliflower. Well, I don't want to eat cauliflower. I want to eat carrots. I mean, you should eat an apple. Well, I don't want to eat apple. I want to eat a banana, So what is the should? There's no should. Then you use the word life. What do I want in life? Again, the answer is all of the above. Whatever you want. Sometime I want family, sometime I want sannyas, sometime I want this, sometime I want that. Make a list. That's what you want. It's all of the above. There's no one answer. There's no singular answer. First of all, there's no one, even the merging in God. What is merging in God? When you meditate deep enough, you merge in God. The purpose of meditation is oneness, where you feel one with divine, you feel one with everybody. We have experienced. And that's when we do maple, when we do that, it's just not light meditation. It's that. When does that happen? When you go deeper. Meditation is depth. Meditation is not, heaven is not there. I had a Jewish friend, a Jewish teacher in New York, who was following Buddhism. He said, my teacher said that heaven is not out there. Heaven is deep within you. I love that expression because it was a playwriting class, so I liked his expression. So meditation is depth. The word is depth. What is meditation? It is when you go deeper in the direction of concentration. When you concentrate, and then you contemplate, and then you meditate. You can achieve that state in anything. In writing, in sports, in devotion. Just understand that. I'm meditating on this problem. Einstein probably meditated on E is equal to mc square. Not one time. Not many times. Years over years he was gone into the problem. He had lost body consciousness. When you lose body consciousness, that's called the state of meditation. That's all. Feeling oneness is... Why make it some sort of a final destination? Now I have merged in God. I am a river and God is the ocean. These are all theoretical concepts. We have to my goal, one of my passions is to translates Baba's teachings into actions. To practice Baba's teaching. That's it. One of my missions is that. So take what Baba says and make it livable, not as a concept, but something, it has to be crunchy. I should be able to bite it. Right? In any case, after death, all souls merge into the oversoul. So death by itself will do it. Is that the goal? No. The goal of life is to live. The goal of life is not death. Just understand that these are concepts. Don't take them literally. They have to be lived, not died. Well, life is to be lived. How do I live my life is based on what I feel. What is my mantra? My mantra that Baba gave me was, do what you love, do what makes you happy. Not in a hedonist way. Eat, drink, and be merry. That is also fine, but it is very superficial. After some time, you will say, well, there has to be something more to life, right? What does that mean? That it is saying, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. That's all. How deep? Well, as deep as you want to go. So the answer is all of the above. What do you want? Make a list of what do you love, what makes you happy? Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, 5 aspects. Make a list. How many millions do I want? What do I want to do with my body, with my skills? What do I want to do with my mind? How do I really want to feel? What do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? Who do I want to feel with? What do I want to do with my life? That's called purpose of life. Life is given to me to live. You can call it realization. Here the word realization, I am using it very differently. I am coming to realization about my stupidity. That's self-realization. I'm coming to realize about my blockages. That's my realization. I come to realization about my skills, my strengths, my weaknesses. That's all realization. I come to realization, God, I was stuck for 30 years over nothing. Well, that's my realization. Realization is all of the above. It's not some esoteric, amorphous idea, concept, untouchable, unthinkable, unrealizable except by the select few. It's not only within the reach of all of us, it's our birthright. To realize the purpose of life is not our responsibility. Don't make it a burden. We've made spirituality into a burden. It's our right. We're in Disney. Which ride do I want to go to? It's just that. Some of us want to go to the biggest and the scariest. Some want to have little baby ones. Okay. Some want the water park. Some want some Harry Potter theme. And some want the dragons. And some want this. And some want music. It's no matter who you are, you can't do it all. Just can't. It's too big. Park is too big. And if you try to do it all, you'll get tired and bored. So we have to be selective with what we want to do in and with our life. And we define it. And what do you want? When you have it, you are not going to ask it again. You can ask something else. Well, I will tell you something. Okay, since, it was 93, 94, where I had this, when I saw my godfather Hal Honig had taken a group of youth from US to Baba, and they did a play, and I was watching a VHS tape on a TV of the recording, and I saw at the end of the play, Baba was so happy and he was giving Path Namaskar. And how each one of them went down and taking their sweet time and touching and kissing the Lord's feet and receiving blessings and gifts from Baba. I was like, I'll die for that. I want that experience. I want that. Take that moment. There's a physicality to it, which means I want to physically touch Baba's feet. I want to physically be in the presence of Baba. I want to physically kiss his feet. Right? That's physical. Mental. I want to have that. That devotional experience. It's both mental and emotional. I just put it together. I want to feel that. Whatever that feeling would be. I want to feel the feeling. Yeah, I want to experience the experience. And spiritually, I was like, that's the highest. For me, I'm like, if I did that, I could die. That's my goal. So what was the purpose of my life at that time? Was to touch Baba's feet and kiss his feet. That's it. I could die after that. And guess what? 95, I had an opportunity. That's a whole there's a bunch of stories around it. How God put obstacles and all that. God doesn't put obstacles. He tests you. And he wants you to overcome so that you become strong. That's all. The obstacles put there for you to grow and become strong and sort of like take it up a notch in terms of your allegiance, your faith, your confidence in God, your dedication. And are you for real? Are you willing to do this thing? You know, how high can you jump, or how much are you willing to sacrifice, and so forth? How badly do you want something? So, God, that happened. And I had that moment. And guess what? I felt I could die. I could die at that very moment. I was done. I was done. I didn't need anything else. A bunch of us boys, when we walked out from that play, we were all in a daze. We were like, wow. You know, there were just no words. Now, was the purpose of life achieved? Yes. Was that the end of the purpose of life? No. Was that the end of life? No. It led to more. And the question came, what do you want now? Yeah? Then I wanted this ring. I have a whole story about the ring. Then I got that ring. Now do I ask for the ring after that? No. Done and digested. Yeah, burp. That's how you digest it. Well, I have a skill, by the way. I can burp on demand. I mean, if you don't believe it, I'll burp it in 3, 2. There we go. So I can prove it. It works. So then you move on to other things. And I've had conversations with Baba about, I see a little bit of myself in you as well, you know. So there was a time when I was not sure I wanted to get married or not. And I was like, because I wanted to dedicate my life to Baba and serve, and I was having a good time. I was so happy, I was so satisfied. I'm like, that's it. What else do I want? Then I was like, okay, Baba, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to get married? Is it better to get married or not? And then Baba said, it's your choice. It's up to you. What do you want? He didn't say this is better. Oh no, you should get married. No, there's no should. He didn't say, no, son, if you want to merge in me, you should not get married. There was no should. He said, it's your desire. That's all he said. If you desire a relationship, have a relationship. If you don't desire a relationship, for heaven's sake, don't get into one. Not only you ruin your life, you ruin somebody else's life too. So, then I'll give my favorite response, and then my friend's going to kill me about gobi Manchurian. Right? If you like gobi Manchurian, eat the damn thing because you want it. Right? But you can't have it on a daily basis. Now talk about chai. Right? You want to have chai, have it. These are like many things that add up to it. So if you don't know what you want from life, just ask what you want at a very small and simple day-to-day way. What do I want to eat? That is part of what do I want in my life. Yeah? Answer the questions that you can answer easily. We've all come on this planet Earth to experience life. Don't make it out of reach. Don't make it difficult. It's not necessary at all. Whatever you want, don't judge it. Oh, it is not spiritual. What the heck? The entire life is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. Even death is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. If you look at it from the lens of spiritual, everything in life is physical. If you see it from the lens of physical, everything in life is all about money. If you see it from the lens of money, everything in life is about relationships. Yes, if you see it from the lens of relationship. Life is how you see the life through. And all of it is fine. And then you can change it. You can, I've had that and I'm going to change. Sure, you can change. Yeah.
How do you know whether a decision through whichever lens is right? So
don't kill yourself with right and wrong. Just do the damn thing. And then continue to refine yourself instead of being stuck in this, should I go left? Should I go right? Should I go left? Should I go right? If I go left, then and if I'm supposed to go right, then I would have gone so far left that I would be so far away from the right that it is better to stay here than go to the left. What if the right is not right? What if actually the right is left? And if I go right, then I'll be so much far away from the left, but actually left is the right. Just go one direction. They'll say, oh, that doesn't sound right. Okay, turn around. Turn around. Do something. Don't just sit there.
So I was reading Phyllis Crystal's book, The Ultimate Experience, right? She speaks about Swami, and she says that when she doesn't know anything, Swami told her to sit quietly for 20 minutes and I will give you the answer. It'll come to you. I don't know. Maybe that's Phyllis and Swami. They have that connection. But I don't have that. You want that connection with the high C. That's the reason I started this journey with Phyllis Crystal in terms of her writing, was to find some clarity in decision making. Because 1 minute, I don't know, but this is the thing. How I know you're saying make the decision. If it's not right, turn around and go back. But I'm at the point now, it's like I'm making a lot of decisions with different things, and some things come out really bad. That's the truth. And Swami gave me everything I wanted. I ask him for something, it's always materializes. It's something funny, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, okay, Swami, why you gave me this? And the question I ask is, I asked for it.
So what is needed is, if I've not forwarded already, I'll forward a meditation video from my dad. And he says that Baba told him in the inside that the most important thing in spiritual path / meditation is cleansing, just purification process. Purification is such a spiritual word, whereas cleansing is just so accessible and so easy. So what does it really mean? I won't go into that because we complicate it. Is in a nutshell getting rid of negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions, judgments, mostly about ourselves and then about other people. Letting go of the past. So in your particular case, when you're saying, so sit, you are focusing on 20 minutes, but you're not focusing on sit quietly. Quietly means not silently. Quietly means quietening your mind. That's the problem. The 20-minute clock does not start until the quietening takes place. We're just being present and that's it. Listening, but not expecting. There's a difference. Expecting means I already have put a slide of what I want to see as an answer. I want that. We already sometimes all of us have a bias. I'm definitely biased. That's why I emphatically give my answers. Because I'm like, this is my answer. It may not be your answer. This is what I feel. This is my belief. I'll share my belief. Okay, I'm biased. All of us are biased. People say you don't take things personally. I say, well, if I don't take things personally, how should I take it? Impersonally? I mean, we're all living a very personal life. We are very personal individuals. So the part is not being able to quieten, not doing enough of inner cleansing, which is really the purpose of sadhana, is just getting rid of the stuff that comes in the way of you and your high C. That's all. That's it. If you go to the ashram, it's just jhadu. Just have this broom going on, just clean, 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 clean. It's brooming. That's all. Light meditation is a very good tool. It's a very, very. So is Maple. So is Soham. Take something. So is Gayatri. So is Om chanting. So is any kind of namasmarna that you have taken. There are a million tools, honestly. Anything that works for you at that time. For me, the most effective tool for me right now is surrender. It's an act of surrender. Okay? Surrender is not a word. It's an act of surrender. And if I have to describe you, it feels like that I am like a candle, a column of candle. It's not really a candle because I do have a visual for it. It's almost like I'm a log, okay? I'm a log, I'm a cylinder of some sort, and then there's excess stuff on top of it, cumulative, almost like clothes, okay, that I'm wearing. Layers is a better word. And I'm just dropping my layers. I'm just letting go of the stuff, the expectations, the fears, the wants, the dislikes, the memories, the how shall it be, or whatever is occupying my mind that about a project or the lack of speed or doubts or I don't know. It'll be different from each person. Just it's almost like the melting of the candle. It's like that. Just surrender. And there are many ways of surrender. The other is literally the which I just shared. You're just putting your head down, mathatik, like Bad Namaskar. Put your head down at Baba's feet and just die. I'm done. I'm dead. I'm finished. That's it. I don't need anything. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It's an experiential thing. It's not a word thing. It's a feeling. It's an acceptance. The words are just words.
One last question.
There is no last question. Come on, don't lie.
Okay. Or for to allow someone else to ask something. You do some very strange things in the sessions, which I want to ask you. Is this your connection with Swami, right? So all of a sudden you will stop and you'll start a story from nowhere, which kind of like when Swami does a speech sometimes. He brings in like disjointed conversations. So last week you were talking about something totally different, and then you started with the story of Bhishma and the oath he took. It was very disjointed in the way you spoke because you just went into it. It absolutely clicked with what I'm going through. Is this your way of Swami directing you in it? And how is this done? Because I found it very, very rare, and I wanted to ask you, but I don't know whether to ask you in the forum is correct. But you just stopped. So
in the sessions, for example, it's I don't want to use these words, my connection with the high sea. Okay, all of us have our connection with the high sea. I am just going with the flow. That's the best way to say it. And if something is coming through, I will just follow through with it. Just obey it. I don't even obey it, honestly. I tend to disobey sometimes more than I obey. Because there's a resistance. Sometimes you like, I mean, are you serious? Like you ask yourself, you want me to do this? I've done that in the past where I would just self-doubt myself. Whereas I just go with the flow. Okay, this is what's coming through. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna share it. Whatever is coming through, just share it. Whatever is resonating, whatever I feel, it's easy, you know. To do something is hard, but just to allow it to flow through you is so much easier. So, good. You found it useful. Somebody did, you know. And through you, probably other people also got something out of it. And for me, I believe in it, that even if one person gets something out of it, it's worthwhile. Not just in a session, in a lifetime. Think about it. If one person benefited from you in a lifetime, your life is worthwhile.
Thank you.
Don't make it complicated. Don't think I am certainly not higher up than you. I mean, I'm just as normal as I get. Sometimes even use colloquial or just normal human language. And I've been sort of told, why do you do that? I said, so that people don't put me on a pedestal and distance me. I'm a normal human being, just like the rest of you. So don't try to. If you are going to put a distance between you and me, then how much more distance are you going to put between you and your high sea? That's the question. Whereas this is a very intimate relationship. So emergence, oneness, meditation, it is just that. You're removing the barriers you have within and between yourself, and you're just wasting your life in chasing a concept which is completely not necessary. We can just have it now. Instead of chasing it, you can live it now. It's there. What is there is whatever you want. Again, the question comes to be very simple. What do you want? Don't make that what do you want a very big question. It is a very big question, and it is a very small question, and it is a very medium question. So whatever level you're able to answer that, answer it. Let me ask you now, what do you want? Why make it complicated? I know you're going to overthink this later on. What do you want?
I don't know what I want.
Come on.
That's the problem.
What do you want to eat? Let's start with that. Okay, do you want tea or coffee?
Tea,
There we go. You like it black or with milk?
milk,
You want sugar or no sugar?
no sugar,
Oh God, you're boring. You like it with spices or not? Ginger,
depend,
cardamom. You like Indian style or not?
Indian style.
You're not that boring. I can sit across the table, have a chai. It's all right. You know, it's that simple. And now you don't drink my chai. You see the point. Your chai is very specific to you. My chai is very specific. This is called what do I want? This is how you do it. This is my chai. Okay. What type of cuisine do you like to eat?
Indian.
Okay. Let's narrow down. North, south, east, west. Or
North.
central. North? Okay. What's your favorite dal?
Well, in South Africa, you get one dal. So
You guys are so
you have
boring.
one dal. You don't get multiple dals in South Africa.
Which dal
But
do you
if you
get?
go to just the normal pea dal, and then I like moon dal and dal makhani and things like that. But
Okay.
you generally just get the one yellow
Okay.
dal.
You need to come to India more often. Okay, that's fine. Okay. What type of vegetables do you like?
I eat all. Besides Kerala, the sour one, the bitter one.
Yeah. Just give me one dish that you like. Any dish.
Dal makhani.
Okay. You see, that's how you answered that question. What do I want? What do I want in food? What do I want in relationship? What do I want in house? What do I want in a job? What do I want in this? What do I want in that? That's how, and it will evolve. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
What happens if what you want is not what someone else wants?
Who the
And
hell
there's no common.
cares? Who the hell cares? It's about what do I want? You're complicating it for yourself. And again, I am going to pass it on what my teacher, one of my SSE HV teacher told me once. He's like, I make mistakes every day. And I allow you to make mistakes. My only goal is tomorrow I make less mistakes than today. That's it.
Thank you, Sairam.
That one last question was more than one question I told you.
When I meet you, I owe you your chai with sugar.
Dude, I will make chai for you. Don't mess with my chai. All right. Who else? This is meditation for me. These conversations are meditation for me. Meditation is not limited to just sitting down and following the steps of meditation. Meditation is oneness with yourself. And this conversation is not only oneness with yourself, it's also oneness with me. I am doing stories come, right, where I'm feeling oneness with myself and other people are feeling oneness with each other. That's meditation. Why define it in a very narrow, specific way? I never meditated with Baba, by the way. It was only conversation. Think about it. I never sat and Baba said, meditate. He never said that to me. He had a conversation with me. He sometimes even had a very surprised conversation. What did you have for breakfast? I was like, are you serious? I am here with the Lord of the universe, and he's asking me what you had for breakfast? I was flabbergasted. I was like, what a waste of a question, Baba. You could have offered me Atma Jnana, but you didn't. Okay, well, I will entertain you. I had a porridge. Okay, there we go. Sand, you wanted to say something?
Saram, brother. Can you hear me?
Yep. If you can come closer to the mic, it will be better, but I'm fine.
Okay. How about now?
Better.
So I have noticed that if in private conversations I ask you some questions, you go quiet, you tune into something, and then come up with an answer. I have tried this 20-minute thing that Phyllis suggested. I do various things to calm my mind, and if I do my practices, it goes calm. If I leave it for a bit, it doesn't, as it would be with everyone else. So, sometimes I basically want to develop a deeper connection with Swami and want to tune into my gut instinct for Swami's voice from within even more. Excuse me.
Whatever headphone you're using, the mic is not very clear. You want to take that headphone off and speak through the phone directly or through the speakerphone? That'll be.
Better?
Go ahead.
Okay. So what I was saying. Okay. Sorry. What I was saying was, I have been trying the Phyllis's 20-minute formula thing to connect with Swami better, hear his voice better, but not literally of his voice, but connect with Swami and get solutions. I do various practices to calm my mind. And there are times when I don't do my practices and, the mind plays up. So I've noticed that when I ask you questions, which I've done personally within the last year in private conversations. You just go calm, tune into something, which I believe is the high C, and then you come up with something. So I want to be able to tune in with Swami, and I want some, solutions to. I want to know the distinction between my intuition and my intellect. So sometimes I do a stupid thing where I start a conversation with Swami if I have a problem, and then I keep. It feels like Swami is saying yes or no to something, but then I question whether it's my overactive mind that's giving the solution. I question so because I haven't done the practices to calm my mind. So how did you develop um, your deep connection with high C when you go quiet and tune into something
You're
and then
making
come
a
up with
lot of
something?
assumptions here. First, you're telling me that I have a deep connection with the high C, whatever that means. Then you're telling me that when I go quiet, is that's sort of like a cue that I am sort of like deeply listening to the high C. None of that is false or wrong or true or anything. I'm not trying to. It's your belief. Okay.
Okay.
Um, I have come to a conclusion that all of life is spirit. All of, including my thoughts and feelings, and everything is spirit. I'm not something, don't try to make me somebody special. Let's start with that. That's not the purpose of this group anyway, or any other group. Your desire to connect with the high C is a good one, and so is everybody else's. And the way I connect with the high C is through the tools or through many, many ways, and I share. They're like unlimited ways of connecting. Over time, as you practice it, there is more of a purity inside of you. And that purity is not just the way we think about absolute purity or textbook purity, but it's more of, I use the word Trikanna Shuddhi. Baba gave me that word. It's not mine. It's basically purity and alignment of thoughts, words, and actions. Say what you think and do what you say type thing. Let's start with that. There's more to it than that. I will send some links over. First thing to do, the most important thing to do, and that takes many, many years, if not decades, for it took me decades, is to not follow other people's voices. Okay? Follow my own voice. Even if it is my monkey mind. It's better to follow my own monkey mind than follow other people's monkey mind. It is better to follow my own desire than to follow other people's desire. Okay? So follow yourself. What part of myself is the second step? First, I don't have to follow because we act out of fear of others. We act on other people's requests. We do things based on old patterns that are formed because of other people's behavior, patterns because of certain things we have repeatedly done. Doesn't matter it was right for me or good for me. I've just done it because of circumstances, habit. So getting rid of anything that doesn't work for me anymore is part of the cleansing process. So the first thing we have to do is cleanse. Each one of us have the same high C, qualitatively and quantitatively, same high C. So the only difference is what comes in the way of me and my high C. And whatever comes in the way of me and my high C is called cutting the ties that bind. Simple. So cutting the ties that bind is not the way people think of the phrase cutting the ties that bind, because that's very non-understood, misunderstood, and whatever. We have our own ideas or beliefs and understanding of that particular language. But whatever comes in the way, and process the old traumas and stuff like that, come to terms with it, to come to a point where you stand in front of your God at the very minimum with, I am the servant of God. But ideally, go to the next step saying, I'm a child of God. Reclaim. The point is, we have to reclaim our relationship with God. Like, that's the truth. I'm a child of immortality. I am actually embodiment of love. Like, that means I am love. Think about it. It's not untrue. Even though I may be angry every now and then, even though I may be unloving at times, even though I may do things which are less than love, let's call it that way, but the core of my being is love. Coming to terms with it, accepting that. That acceptance is very hard for most of us. We think that some people out there, they got it. I don't. Whereas that itself is false. That itself is, that belief has to go. That belief that I'm not good enough, that belief that I'm less than somebody else, that belief has to go. So if there is anything that you need to work on, all of us need to work on, is whatever comes in the way. All of us have the same high C in us. And the idea that I don't have that, also, again, I've shared this story with people before. And I'm so glad it happened the way it happened. Because if it happened the way I wanted it, then you guys would have put me on a pedestal. You guys are beginning to put me on a pedestal already, which is not very cool, right? Because that's not what I desire. Because then I am, my intentions are not working. Whatever I'm trying to do it's going in the opposite direction. I'm not here to boost my ego. That's waste of my time, if that is the case. We all need a boost of ego. That's not what I'm saying. We all have egos. We all need a little bit of a boost, and so do I. But just that as a sole purpose is so blah, boring, useless, stupid. When I asked Phyllis, just like you did, I was like, God, Phyllis, I want to listen to the voice of the high seat the way you do. I want to have that inner connection. You said it, in the same vein, in your own way. I said the same thing in my own way to Phyllis. I remember it was 20 years ago or something like that. And then she said, okay, yeah, I'm more blunt, and she's nice. She's a gentle lady. I'm not a gentleman as her. So I asked her again and again. And then I said, did you check the high C? And she said, yeah. No, it was not. That's a different story. She pounced at me. She said, who are you to control the high C? High C will communicate with you whichever way it wants, whenever it wants. That was the short answer. And I'm so glad it happened because, high C can come through in just infinite ways. Sometimes you're reading a quotation, sometimes there's a conversation, sometimes it's just experience, sometimes it's the path I'm walking, sometimes it's just a feeling, sometimes I get an image. It's just unlimited ways. Sometimes there's an understanding, sometimes there is a surrender. Limitless, And I cannot superimpose that on anybody. That it would be a form of control. That, hey, I have achieved this, and if you have not achieved this, not good. You should follow me. Whereas, I'm teaching you the tools that I learned from Phyllis, so that you can connect the same way that I do, that they connect the same way that Phyllis did, connect the same way that Baba gave to Phyllis directly. So, but you got to be patient. And you have to practice. And change your beliefs, your negative beliefs. And go in the direction of do what you love, do what makes you happy. All that stuff. And then high C will use you in very unique ways. That's the best part. That's the best part. That's the most exciting part. That you get to be the James Bond of your movie of life. Did I bust your ego too much or make you hurt your feelings too much? I'm very capable of that. San?
Uh,
Anji. Shabina, you have your video. Oh yeah, Shanta Devi. You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I started before starting this. I was doing Gita classes, beginners, and then they started Vedam also. So now there are 3 classes I'm supposed to follow. I need your advice because it's too much. It's not possible to do all 3. I personally want to do this, but my friend who insisting on Gita and the Veda classes. What is your advice?
Oh, I cannot suggest you what you should do, but I can suggest that you should do what you want to do. So you ask yourself what you want and then you do that. And even if you don't do that, even if you do something else, that's also fine. But the answer is always, what is it that I want to do? And you do that. And learn to say no to other people. And reclaim your life and strength.
But they say that Gita is one of the important part of study for us.
There is no should in my dictionary. I'm so sorry. For me, I follow only 2 things in Vedas. Actually, a few things. Very, very small. I follow the Gayatri Mantra. For me, everything is in the Gayatri Mantra. I don't need anything more than that. Because Gayatri Mata is the mother of Vedas. That's why. I am done. Shortcut. Mama, I suggest take any phrase within Vedas and go deep into it. Do PhD in it. Just 1 or 2 lines, that is enough. That is my belief. That may not be your belief.
Thank you.
Yeah. Live your life. You're given only one life. Live the way you want to live. See, who else? Sabina?
Sir, Brother Sunil, I always enjoy your lessons because it's lessons on life. It's everything that you discuss now. We've all been through that, and like you say, with age comes wisdom. So with the injustice case, I don't think he should carry on battering himself on a bad decision. Learn from it and move on, because nothing in life is stagnant. Everything, you look around you, everything carries on flowing. The sun always rises, and you just learn from your mistakes and go make it again and carry on. And if you make a decision and it's not in alignment with someone else's decision, just go with your heart, your gut, and that's all. And Swami says, be joyful, because that's our nature. Be joyful.
Awesome. In general, how to improve your life? Yeah, pick up any meditation tool. and practice it regularly. It does not matter whether you learn it here or you learn it elsewhere, that you resonate with it. Years ago, this used to be my routine, usually before going to bed, because it was easier, and I would do it lying down. You have to again do it whatever works for you. And then I shifted it in the morning because it suited me better. And then I did it whenever I felt like doing it because there was a calling or whatever. But at some point, I used to do Circle of Golden Light, either the maple or the tree, and would change things up sometime. Hourglass, sometime something or the other, right? Depending upon how I felt, how much time I had. Not very different from yoga, you know. Sometimes I have like 5 to 10 minutes in the morning to do my exercises. So then I do whatever I can within that time. Sometimes I have like relaxed half an hour, which is more desirable. Sometimes, very rarely, I have an hour, then I do the full routine, which has been quite a long time, months and months. So find something. It will transform you. It will actually change you. It will change the fabric of your life. Just practice it regularly, anything. Instead of going to too many activities. If I tell you my thing, I tell people, stop going to centers. Stop going for seva. Stop attending session after session. It's like we have indigestion. We're not practicing almost anything. Constantly learning. And then where does it go? It's like you're eating, but it is going out the rectum. The body is not absorbing anything. The nutrition is not available. It's like it passes through you. So it's important we pause. So when I say stop going to centers, don't misquote me in the sense I'm saying you should not go to center. Again, I don't have the word should. It's more like take a pause, take a sabbatical, take a break from certain activities until you feel hungry for it again. Not very different from fasting. Take a fast. What is the idea of fasting? So that we can get rid of the toxicity from our body, and it will, through different processes, it starts clearing our gut and eating away our stored fat, and the body has a chance to do cell repair instead of being busy digesting. Because like there's no new food coming, so it doesn't need to digest anything. So the life force within us then can be directed towards clearing, cleansing stuff. So we need to do the fasting in our real life, not just physical life, in our spiritual life, where we abstain from it. When it becomes a routine, then even the best of routine becomes useless. So you got to take a break from the routine, and become hungry again, become curious again. That's it. Become hungry. And that's what, like my mom used to say, bhook chahiye. We need that hunger. That's very important. What in Bhagavatam, which is nothing but the stories of devotees and God, so what we're doing here is also Bhagavatam. These are our stories with God, each one of our stories. One thing stood out to me was the gopis and gopalas, the cow herd boys and girls. They pined for Krishna. They were hungry for Krishna's contact. So that is not just limited to them. Anybody can have that feeling, that pining. So abstaining ourselves from just spiritual chewing gum and take a pause, take a break, develop hunger, come back to it, then anything and everything you will do will feel like vibrant. Gayatri mantra will have swirls of meanings and feelings. The Om itself will just vibrate in a thunderous way. And light meditation would take you to places you've never been. A bhajan can give you an experience of meditation and connection with the high sea. So people say, what can I do? I say, you're doing too much already. Do less. Cut down on spiritual activity. What can I do? I say, do nothing. Literally do nothing. Literally. But the problem is, what people end up doing is they cut down on spiritual activity and then they replace with mundane activity. Now you're worse off. So that means we have no control over our mind, we have no control over our senses, we have no control over our emotions, we have no control over our life. So that's the problem. That means who is driving our life? If I'm not in control of my life, then who is in control of my life? Why is my life on autopilot? Why my old, useless patterns and emotions are in charge of driving my life? Why am I letting them? Why am I letting my past negative emotions drive my future? Why? It's not those people who are in control of my life. It's I'm letting my thoughts and feelings about those negative experiences and people drive my life. And that is the cleansing process. Letting go of those thoughts and feelings, they are no longer legit and valid. Releasing them. The negative thing happens, that's fine, but not being attached to the negative thing is the part of the cutting the ties that bind and getting rid of the constant repetition of thinking and feeling about those negative events is part of the reclaiming my life and cleansing. It's in my hand. An event happened, a bad event happened. Okay, it happened, it's bad. I'm not trying to say, oh no, everything is for your own good. No, nothing bad can happen. God will never do anything. No, don't try to camouflage it. Don't try to sugarcoat it. Bad stuff happened. Bad people happened. Loss happened. Heartbreak happened. Disappointments happened. Okay, you have to acknowledge and accept and be real. But me giving my time and energy and my life force to it for thousands of hours and thousands of days, literally, to it is in my hand. I don't have to give my present moment time and energy to a negative event in the past. When I am come to that realization and conclusion that I accept something negative happened, yes, it was negative, I didn't like it, but I don't have to constantly think and relive it. Life changes. So what we do in meditation is, for me, meditation is 10-20% of the work. 80% of the work is this, me coming to a realization about my blockages, about what I need to release. And then when you do the meditation, let's say simple maypole or soham, you're like, I know what I need to get rid of. It's within me. It's my habits, my patterns of gravitating towards the stinky stuff in my life. To be honest, shit happens. Shit happened. That's fine. But why am I gravitating towards the stinky stuff? That's in my hand. Don't try to so-called spiritualize. Oh, everything happens for your good. That is also true. You have to bring that perspective. But that perspective happens by itself. Yeah, you see, those phrases, they come to life through our own realizations. It's not should. We can't force it. We should not force it. And it's like telling a fruit to ripen sooner than it can or it should. And it never ripens sooner than it will anyway. But then we have a constant bitterness and disappointment in our life about us. You know? I feel, when I'm experiencing it, I feel like over time, you begin to experience the teachings, you begin to see the teachings, you begin to live the teachings. You don't have to, as long as you're going on your path. The teachings actually, I would say, teachings come to you. You don't have to push the teachings on you. Whatever one thing or two things you're able to do, willingly, is enough. Is enough. In terms of should, even that is not a should, even that's a choice. It's my commitment to me. It's my commitment to myself. It's my commitment to my life. It's my commitment to my purpose in life. It's my commitment to my mission in life. It's my commitment to what I love in my life. It's my commitment to make myself happy. It's my commitment to my duty. It's my commitment to what's important in my life. It's my commitment to my priorities. It's my commitment to my connection with the high sea. It's my commitment to listening to and following the voice of my high sea. It's my commitment to my high sea. It's my commitment to what high sea told me to do. It's all of that. It's my commitment to constantly refine myself. So again, now it's a passion. Should is a very, very heavy burden. As passion becomes a fiery light, so much more powerful. Should it burdens us. It drags. It's like you're dragging a child who doesn't want to go to school. Whereas passion in life is like, you can't wait to hear the gun, and here you go off 100 meter. You are Usain Bolt. Big difference. Shub, it's just you and I, so we can have a conversation, unmute yourselves. Everybody else is just listening.
Brother Sunil, I watched a clip, Swami, just this week. I posted on, and he said, if you need to learn, look at nature. So if you watch a spider, the spider will build a web and then it breaks and it falls. Climbs up again, builds the web. After about 22 or 24 times, it eventually gets the web. So it's the same in life. You're going to come across challenges, you're going to come across disappointments, but learn from it and move on. Because if you look at everything in nature, it is a challenge. The challenge for an ant to get food, a challenge for a lion to get food. And you're quite right. The word should is a heavy burden. I never thought about it like that. Thank you. So we should actually look at nature and learn from it.
You just use the
and
word
carry
should.
on.
You just use the word should. I'm gonna bingo it.
Sorry. We must look at nature. Sorry, we must look at nature, and we all have faced disappointments in our lives. We've all made bad decisions. It's just that we got free will, and that's why we're here. Unlike animals, we have a pre-programmed rudimentary intellect where they follow a certain pattern, they program in a certain way. Humans have free will, and yes, and part of life is making mistakes, but not dwelling on it. We learn from it and move on. That's all I have to say.
Again, even that is, I don't know, the time is up, but who cares? That's how it is. Even then, we can learn from the nature if we want to. It's not even we must or should. We don't have to. We don't have to. Yeah, it's our loss, right, if we don't. But it's more like we can. So it's really, again, we have to see, where am I stuck? Sometime, I tell people, I'm like, unfortunately, that is the case. God came on earth and left. We were sleeping. And I tell them, like, even if God came on earth, right, and then there'll be a sentence following it. Because we get so busy with our stuff. Get so busy with our stuff that we fail to see what God was really saying. And those are not words. It's what he was conveying with the words. If there's one thing I suggest, and this is one of my missions as well, is read Baba's teachings, but not do the traditional study circle, because so much translation happens. It's mostly English translation. But where it has to be masticated, ingested, digested, assimilated, energized, and then utilized, and then shared. In other words, take something of Baba's, understand it, study it, discuss it, put something in practice, live it, and then share it. It's our right and opportunity to do that, which is very rare. Very, very rare. It happens once in literally many, many decades, if not thousands of years. Jesus came, and Muhammad came, and Buddha came, and Guru Nanak came, and Rama came, and here it is in the history of time on earth. We're not reading scriptures written by other people. We have access to writings. Heck, we have access to voice. Heck, we have access to the videos of the Lord. So whichever format we like, whether it's videos or audio or reading, and literally, we have this opportunity to do PhD in Baba's teachings, where we can prescribe. We should be able to become pharmacists. Okay, what is the ailment? How should we fix this ailment? What is the trouble you have? What are you able to do? What you're not able to do? Okay, what can't you do? Is that something suitable to you? Okay, do it, and then let's cut back. And we have to apply it in our lives. We have to help others who come seek help. Time has come, I feel, that we should study. We shouldn't just read. We should study and live those teachings, share it with others. That, Justin, for example, for me is far more fruitful, beneficial than just me singularly merging in the Lord. Then what would happen? It's a concept, isn't it? Merging with the Lord is a concept. Then what will happen? Only I will gain from it. I will attain heaven. I will end the game, so to speak. And then maybe I will be praised and immortalized. Okay, then what? What about the other people? For me, it's like burn your candle now, not after the candle is dead. Burn while the candle is alive. Why should self-realization be the last moment? Why can it be a continual evolution? So in a nutshell, becoming aware of my limiting self-beliefs, becoming aware of my blockages, and getting rid of most of my shoulds. There are some shoulds which are good. It's better to follow those shoulds than not. You should not eat too much sugar, you should eat your vegetables, and you should brush your teeth twice a day, and blah blah. There are some shoulds which are good, but most of the shoulds are not necessary. Like you should pray until you no longer feel the need to pray, where your life becomes prayer, then it's fine. You don't need only specific couple of times, short times to pray, because the prayer has become part of life. Then you don't need it because the quantity is much more than a few moments here and there. Then you don't need those things. Connect with your high seat. Yes, you do daily until you are more in contact with high seat than not. Then you no longer need the tools, I'll give you purpose. I've already given you the purpose. Our purpose is to spread the love from the high seat to all people at the end of the maypole or the floating hourglass. Do it. That by itself is a mission. It will bring the golden age sooner than later. That is work of angels. That is work of gods. We can do that instead of worrying about it. Instead of worrying about our stupid lives, to be honest. And it's selfless. Even though it is selfish, I'm saying that. But it is selfless because you don't remember throughout the day, oh, I did this, I did that. Basically, what is that? It is living Baba's teachings of love all, serve all, not just paying lip service to it. It is also practicing selfless love. It is also practicing nishkama karma, selfless service. So those are no longer concepts for me. They are very real. That is also practicing non-attachment. That is also practicing equanimity. When you do those things, you don't feel constantly bad about something happened somewhere else in the world because you've done your part. You've done your part. A doctor doesn't feel, let's say somebody comes in an emergency. When the doctor has done his or her job, the doctor doesn't feel bad about the patient. Even though the patient is in pain, the patient will have to go through recovery. The patient is suffering. The doctor feels, well, I've done my job. Okay, move on to the next patient. It's just like that. You may say the doctor is very insensitive, but actually the doctor is non-attached. When you've done your job, you are non-attached. You're equanimous. You're like, you move on to the next, the next, the next, the next. You go to sleep. And here, we're not even getting salary, so for so-called us spiritual people, we have problem with money. We have money problem. We have problem with receiving. We have no problem giving, but we have problem receiving. And that's not a very good thing, because you can only give so much. If you keep on breathing out, now I need to breathe in. I need to receive. And this is something, this is one of the hardest lessons I had. It took me a long time, years to learn to receive. I had a hard time receiving thanks from people. I wouldn't take thanks. I had a hard time taking praise from people. I had a hard time receiving love from people. Okay? I had a hard time boosting my ego. There's a good ego, there's a bad ego. Okay? We all need good ego. And then I realized I have a blockage in receiving. Because you need to breathe in, you need to breathe out. If you keep on breathing out, you have nothing more to give. You've already done, you've exhausted yourself. Whereas being an instrument means receiving, giving, receiving, giving, receiving, giving, everything. Financial, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, everything. Everything. Receiving praise and receiving blame. We have a hard time receiving blame too. And that was also a big lesson for me. Receive blame, receive defeat. It's all part of the game. Receive deception, receive loss, receive death, receive undesirable things. Sanjay. Today was more conversational meditation instead of non-conversational meditation. How did I unblock the blockages? Is it by surrendering to Swami and practicing PK techniques on this all? All my blockages are not vanished yet. I'll be foolish to say that. Obviously, this is work in progress. I am constantly working on them. I am committed to them. That's true. There comes a time when I feel like it's enough. I need a break. You do. It's too much. You can only take so much. No, it's all of the things. I've already shared everything. Not everything. I've shared a lot on YouTube already. It's not everything. You can't share everything. Over time, I'll be sharing more, whatever opportunity I get. So it's all of the above. Good satsang is very important, like this one. Good friendship is very important. If you have somebody who you can trust, value it, honor it, respect it, and don't let that person go. Okay? Having a partner in this work is very, very useful. Phyllis had it. Bliss and Virginia work together. For me, it's like use this forum. I try to keep it as safe as possible. Use it. Getting rid of blockages is not difficult. Knowing your blockage is harder. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes we really don't know what's blocking the blockages or what's behind the blockage. What's the blockage that's behind the blockage? It's hard for us to see that sometimes because we tend to look at the superficial stuff. Oh, I should not get angry. I'm angry. Angry is a blockage. Baba said, don't be angry. I shouldn't be angry. We should look at what is underlying my anger. Why am I frustrated? Which is the question, which is the answer to the question, what is it that I want that I'm not getting? That's why it's important to what do I want? And then we superimpose phrases at ourselves. Baba said, you should not have desires. Again, another should. Understand everything in context. Okay? Yes, problems of all problems in life, they eventually can be traced back to some sort of a desire or some sort of an unfulfilled desire. When all the desires are fulfilled and you don't have any unfulfilled desire, you lose the desire to live. You understand that. And then you lose the desire to eat and drink and breathe, and then you die. Is it bad? No. But that's a very natural state. Until you ripen, what is Mahamrityunjaya mantra? It's like when the zucchini, tori hai, usme to, when zucchini sort of like, it's not really zucchini, it's from that family. It sort of dries, and the connection it has with the plant sort of dries and it falls off by itself. It's better to do that way instead of forcing yourself to detach. So detach from what you're ready to detach from. There's so much to do in life. Why force yourself to do something that you're not ready to let go? I've tried to quit drinking tea for the longest time. I've tried it many times. I was very successful. I even became proud. I don't drink tea anymore. I don't drink tea anymore. Well, I've stopped drinking tea. Yeah, it's fine. I don't drink. And then you're like, I'm craving the damn tea. I'm like, I'll go back to tea. And I'm now like accepted. I'm like, yep, that's my sin. It's okay. I enjoy it. So get rid of stuff that you're ready to get rid of. I was doing it because I felt I should not drink caffeine because caffeine is controlling me. Because I needed my chai. It was like Kramer. If you have watched Seinfeld, it was like Kramer, I need my caffeine fix, type thing on a daily basis, a couple of times a day. I want it. I enjoy it. So I'm having it. Get rid of other stuff that I'm ready to get rid of. I'm not suggesting don't become non-spiritual. But I'm suggesting go deeper into your practices. That's all. Take a fewer things and go deeper into your practices. Instead of taking too many and not deep enough in any. That's it. Be sincere to yourself. All right, guys. Love you all. Sarah, blessings. Yeah. Enjoy. Just relax. First part of Maypole is relaxation. That's the first energy. We'll go through it next meeting because I know it's a Khand Bhajan today. I didn't want to go through the in-depth Maypole. So, first energy is relaxation. And the healing, the cleansing, and the strengthening in the divine love. So we go jump usually straight to the divine love without. So why become tense in our spiritual journey? That is ego-driven too. I'm not criticizing it because we all do it. And I've done it myself. That's also ego-driven. Our spiritual life, where it can be when it is relaxed, it's like, okay. Relaxed not in the sense of non-seriousness. Well, it is not. Relaxed not in the sense of insincerity. Relaxed in the sense of, why be stressed about your spiritual journey? Why add stress to it, Let it flow naturally. Not very different from a river. The water flows in the least stressful way. The water flows in the least resistant way. Water finds the easiest way to as it flows. So flow is just relaxed. It doesn't mean it cannot be powerful, or it can be powerful, but it doesn't unnecessarily work hard. Cool, guys. Sorry. Enjoy. Enjoy the show. Enjoy your journey. Honor yourself in your practice. Just that. Whatever you're doing, honor yourself. Accept it. Respect it. Love it. That's it. Enjoy it. Sorry, guys.